Welcome back to For the Love of Woman, the podcast, which is just the audio version of my blog. I just also figure like some of us don't have time to sit down and read. Okay, so that's what this podcast is. If you don't want to read the blog, I like the podcast better because I feel like the way that I voice things, the stories that I tell, the stories that women are going to be telling, I want you to hear those voices. I want you to hear those emotions. I'm just more of an audio person, so that there's that, okay? Laying on my bed with a pile of clean laundry, don't you worry. Some of it's folded, some of it's not. But this is part of mom life. Today I went to the grocery store and I was like, fuck, like who has fucking time for this? You're dropping kids off in the morning, you're going to work, you're getting off of work, and even when my husband does some of the work, I'm just like, fucking A, like who has time to be sitting here in this grocery store like this? So shout out to Walmart pickup orders. So anyways, today, this one's a little bit late, so excuse me. My life has been a mess. Okay. We've been moving. We've been getting some things together. I am working on some collaborations. I am speaking to some really great women where I'm being very careful in articulating and building this beautiful symphony of voices of women that are here to inspire us in each and every way and in ways that you would never think of. So just, listen out for that. I could be, in my messy era, but I'm also in my working hard era. Okay. So today we're talking about navigating envy, a quick guide to dealing with a jealous partner, which this is never any fun, okay? And dealing with a jealous partner. Is jealous a healthy emotion, a subconscious extension of Westernized traditions, or perhaps a manifestation of our innate desire to own and possess one another? Here's a quick guide to dealing with a jealous partner. Have you ever been in a relationship, monogamous, between two lovers, platonic, best friends, or possibly with your green-eyed social media crush? Jealous of someone you've never met or even remotely known? There's the argument that we're wired to be jealous. Is it true, or is it the guidelines provided for a traditional marriage? You are mine, I'm yours, which means I'll sacrifice parts of myself to comfort you. I'm your pacifier, your comfy blanket, your left foot dropping off the side of the bed for comfort. Some, or most people, choose that for themselves. On the other hand, jealousy could be learned as a language of love. Watching your parents feel the emotion of envy and the need to control each other's is, let's call it what it is, control. Some of us have been controlled our entire lives, and the thought of not being controlled could be frightening. But some of us will rebel at the thought of anyone telling us what to do or how to do it. But jealousy is way more than that. So first things first, clear communication, okay? Communication really is everything. And here's the thing is I've been in friendships where my best friends would get jealous if I had other friends. And it all sounds so silly to think about this as an adult, looking through the lens of like life experience. And her parents were getting divorced at the time, and maybe she just needed like individual attention from someone or from me. And, years later, we talked about this, and I brought up the topic about how she would get jealous, and we just thought it was funny, whatever. And she recalls those moments, and, there would be times where we'd be like on the playground and she'd be stomping her feet at me that I'm playing with someone else. And she had even pushed me in one occasion, and questioning my friend, as an adult, was not a grudge I've held on to throughout the years. I wondered why she was like this. But it was just a curious question as a mother, as someone who's raising young children. You just think about these things, and, that's what I do. I ask people why they are the way they are. And when it comes to jealousy in your partner, imposing jealousy on or toward you, you have to be clear. At the end of the day, my friend was acting out in a way that to me seemed jealous, but to her was a cry for attention. And again, we're children at this time. This is different than relationships, but we all need to be mindful that people don't always heal from their childhood fucking trauma. Okay. So when it comes to jealousy and your partner imposing jealousy on you, you have to be clear and not only talking about what you're feeling, but also what your partner has done or said through the lens of envy or jealousy that has like impacted you. Okay. So it can sound, this is what jealousy looks like coming from a partner. Okay. Asking you to change an outfit because not everyone needs to look at you. Okay. I've been in a relationship like this. This is not where you want to be. This is not where you should be. If your partner, honestly, if anyone fucking tells me what to wear or how to wear it, it's a triggered, like activated, okay, to the max. Don't tell me how to dress myself. Don't tell me how to decorate myself. Making you ask for permission before going anywhere, okay? I don't want to hear, okay, I have to ask my boyfriend. No, this is jealousy. And the reason why is because, you know, you could literally say, hey, I can't go anywhere unless my boyfriend or my husband says I can, right? Why is that? Oh, because he gets upset when I don't ask him first. Okay? That's not right. That's not how that should go. Okay? When you want to go out with the girls, when you want to have fun, hell, when you want to do when you want to leave your home, when you want to do that, it shouldn't even be, can I go do this? For example, the way my husband and I communicate that is, hey, the girls want me to go out tonight. Are you going to be okay with the kids? Or it could be, hey, my sister and I are going to grab a few drinks. Do you have anything planned tonight? Oh, okay, we're thinking about going around 8. How does that sound to you? This is more so communication to make sure that we're being mindful of each other. Okay? Possessiveness when you're communicating with anyone but them. So once you start being cut off from the world, once you start being cut off from your friends, once you can't talk to who you want to talk to, I'm telling you, this is a red flag. This is not a relationship for you. And I'm not saying run away or get the fuck out. I'm just saying reassess the person that you're with. Okay, get to know them. Figure out why they're doing this to you. Figure out why they're isolating you from people that you love and care about. Okay. Here's the thing is like, we're all adults. And if you're in a relationship, to be in the relationship for whatever goal, mine, for example, is to be in for the long run. Okay. Like we're getting old and we're dying together. Okay. And if I go first, I will be haunting bitches. Okay. So here's the thing is we're all adults and you just should be in a relationship where you trust each other enough to be able to navigate yourselves accordingly to the relationship and what you expect from each other. And so that's, again, where clear communication comes in handy. Okay. If the person that you're with is making you feel guilty for doing things like talking to other people, achievements, for hitting milestones in your life, or they constantly need to know where you are or who you're with. And I'm not talking about turning on locations. Okay. My location is on, my husband's location is on, my children's locations are on. Okay. My sister, my mom, my dad, like I like to make sure that everyone is safe. So this is why locations are on. So these are just examples, again, examples of what it's like to be in a relationship with someone who's jealous. And whenever I have clients that bring up jealousy to me, I'm just like, fuck, here it is. Because this is where people really decide, right? Like what the trajectory of the relationship is going to be like. And the first thing I ask is, when did it start? Has it always been like this? Or when did it start? Was it 6 months ago? Was it a year ago? Was it 3 years ago? Okay. And what has it been like since then? What has changed since then? And that's where we sit down and we reassess ourselves and our partners, and we figure out what the fuck is going on, and we move forward, or we say, you know what, this is no longer for me. Okay. I have plenty, I was going to say some, but I have plenty of experience in jealousy, dealing with jealous people. Being younger, I fantasized about two people belonging to one another and being made for one another in past lives, and finally accepting me as some type of responsibility and vowing to never abandon me. And, oh, I'm not going to wear leggings to avoid an argument, and I'll block everyone just to smooth through the day, or I will downplay myself to not attract attention. So you know that I am yours. And over time, this became my vice. The jealousy had gotten so bad in the relationships that I was in that I was unrecognizable to myself. And it had gotten so bad that when I finally found my now husband, I literally would not go anywhere without wanting to call him constantly, calling to check in like an unusual, unhealthy amount. And literally he was like, you don't have to do this. Okay. So let's talk about when to work through it. Okay. There can be a mind crippling, okay, achievement of gaslighting or abuse or guilt shaming when it comes to dealing with excessive amounts of jealousy. And then there's the jealousy that trails along with those who've been betrayed, those who have mistrust issues from childhood or trauma with betrayal. This type of jealousy, it just has to be worked through, meaning that jealousy should be the topic that you bring to your next therapy session or your next relationship coach, okay? It should be like envisioned, such as in meditation, as a release of energy that is stagnant yet gripping your essence. Jealousy should be worked through. This isn't an end-all be-all reaction to release unless it's harming your mental, emotional, physical, or spiritual state. A conversation that leads to an understanding rather than a solution. Tell your partner that you felt uncomfortable when they were speaking to someone specifically because it seemed like they were flirting. There's nothing wrong with communicating that. I felt uncomfortable when you were talking to so-and-so. I saw you put your arm on her lower back. Why the fuck were you No, I'm just kidding. I saw you do that. It made me feel uncomfortable. I'm just communicating my emotions to you. And your partner, respectfully so, you would hope that they read the room and said, you know what? I'm sorry that made you feel uncomfortable. For the sake of each other, I'm not going to do it anymore. Or, they could just maybe not get it. But at least you were able to communicate what made you feel uncomfortable. And there's nothing you necessarily need or want your partner to do other than listen to the emotion that you're working through, right? So you may discover that you're having feelings of resentment that stem from a moment of profound abandonment, a nuclear ignorance towards oneself. Most of us have been unsafe in relationship states, which is no way to live. And you must make a point of desire to want to touch your inner self. Reach your higher self, nurture your inner child, and work through jealousy. And working through it isn't for anyone other than yourself. You deserve to use the fine china. Stop grabbing paper plates. Stop grabbing paper napkins. Sit there with your pinky up, girl, because you deserve it all. And if you are one of those people that has gone through things, that has developed these jealous tendencies as an adult, I'm asking you to work on it for yourself. You don't have to be this person. You don't have to own anything. Okay. We don't own anything. Okay. Jealousy can be fuel to some people. It's easy to say that we don't care about what others think. And personally, my Leo sun and moon drip in look at me energy, but it's also paired with my Taurus rising. And that's like, look at me because I love to look at me energy. And to truly say that I don't care what others think about me would be a lie, but I have worked hard at me to be a master of me. So when I do something that makes someone dislike me or distance themselves from me, I'm highly offended. Again, working through this. But jealousy can be motivation for some people. And we tend to take a look around at what everyone has going on. And we automatically become envious without, saying we are, by gossiping or assuming or judging. And this energy exudes off you and it tells the story of who you are. And you could just use that jealousy to motivate yourself. Take the green lenses off and just say, hey, maybe I'm triggered by this girl because I want to be this girl. Maybe I'm triggered by this relationship because I wish my relationship was like that. Maybe I'm jealous of, what you're doing because that was in my plans, but my plans changed. Okay. So it's best to remember that jealousy is natural. But when you have to start transforming who you are to fit the mold of someone else, that is not natural. When you have to conform against the wild desire in your heart to be all, it is not natural. And when you have to dim your light, is it even true love? Listen, jealousy is all around us and there's no way to avoid it. But all I'm saying is if you are experiencing a jealous relationship, if your partner is extremely jealous, if you are extremely jealous, I'm asking you to reach out and ask for help. Okay. Again, For the Love of Women we're looking for women and supporters of the women to share unique birthing stories, love stories, parenting stories, career stories, success stories, failure stories, any kind of story you want to share. Look for me at seymoneco.blog.